Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another wicked week of shavings, and this time I'm trying out my latest purchase, Merkur Progress, the short one. It looked more proportional to me and also nicer. Now, I never had adjustable razor, and I certainly didn't have anything from the Merkur range, and somehow I felt reluctant because price-wise there were much better options, and I don't know, somehow the design was a little bit off for me. But if I had to choose one, for collection purposes, I went for Progress. It's a design from the 1950s, so basically if you like vintage razors, then you have like a new old stock, and it's been a while, for like 70 years, so how bad it can be. Now I won't debate much about the razor at this point. I'll start leathering with my Omega synthetic brush, and I'll give you a couple of opinions in the meanwhile. So, starting from the beginning, I felt like the adjustable razors are more on manufacturer's benefit, because you design one single razor and you hope that one size will fit all, which is understandable from engineering perspective. And from other point, you as a user can actually dial it down or up, theoretically, to your preferred settings, If you want more aggressive shave or milder. I'm not sure how it's going to work, actually. I tried it once or twice just to use the Merkur sample blade, which was awful. So I literally packed my razor and never used it again, so I don't know how it's going to behave long term. So I think that one wicked week would actually serve as a more relevant test to see if I really like the razor. Is it really beneficial for what it's made for? Now, if you think about 1950s, I don't think that those years were so much, let's say, consumer related, and I don't believe that in that period, after the World War II, the people had really this much free time and availability to choose products from different parts of the world, and maybe they didn't have anything better, so perhaps it's on the market for 70 years because it was the only available option. I'm just trying to do some critical thinking. But if you like other designs and other manufacturers, Parker variant is a clone of Merkur Progress, so I wouldn't say that it would be cloned if it's poor design or anything like that, so I guess there is a little bit of truth in both claims, so we'll see how it's going to work. Now I got this Omega synthetic brush for fairly cheap amount of money, and right now I can confirm that it has that okay, dropped a little bit. It has this familiar Omega style knot, like long whiskers not splaying too much, easy to pick up the soap, and compared with my Omega 198 professional brush, I would say it is only lacking a little bit in terms of water retention, but as you can see, it generates really nice lather, and I'm just keep adding more water because I skipped a few days, so today I will have a little bit more growth, and hopefully I will continue with daily shaves as I'm used to. Now take a look at this. It's a really nice brush, and I think it was maybe I think maybe I will lie, but about 7-8 euros. So for a synthetic brush it's fairly cheap. I got these two and one which I passed to my father, and these three brushes actually in total costed like 25 euros. So you can do the math, but there was some discounts, of course, and I sincerely call you to pay attention, take a sneak peek on your web stores occasionally. You can save a lot of money, that's unquestionable. Now my first concern regarding the Merkur was how to dial it. In my unboxing video I showed you how to load the blade, how to adjust the gaps, and just for my amusement and yours, I'll start with number one. So hope you can see it, maybe in the reflection, but it's number one. So let's see, is it any efficient or how it will shave. Yeah, it's leaving a lot of stuff behind, so I'm wrapping up to number two. You hear that? So it is a little bit more efficient. I wouldn't say that the head of the razor is too bulky, because it's very comfortable to shave with. Maybe because of the larger dimensions. And the second pass will be very interesting, because I'm not getting too much of hair, and it feels like skimming the skin a little bit and taking whiskers pretty like in baby steps, and not in baby steps in a good way, you know, like with Hansen, for example. And I'm not enjoying it, but you can see there is a lot of whiskers right now. It's a draining leather, so very nice. So there is no issue with that. So let's go to number three. No, it goes much faster, I must admit, and the sound is more familiar to my other razors, so I guess that I will probably rarely go below number three. pretty noisy little guy, so, but it feels so comfortable that I guess if I don't re-leather, you can see again some stubble, I think I could probably just go upwards and I'll be done. So there is certainly a lot of comfort in this one. And I can see why it has so much followers. No, I didn't try it, the longer handle one, because majority of my razors are the one in this 85-90 millimeters range, because I like to keep them on my pinky. And I found this a little bit more comfortable, you know. The only longer razor which I have is the Roca, and sometimes I feel like I'm overpressing it because it's so large, so comfy, and I become distracted. But when the razor is short and when it's laid on the pinky finger, then you somehow engage your elbow movement and have a wrist locking a little bit easier. So I'm squeezing the brush because I won't need additional passes after this, hopefully. And let's see what we have now. My hands are pretty wet now, so I don't have any issues with the razor sliding. And it feels very, very comfortable going against the grain on number 3. So like, it's super soft on the skin. I cannot find the better word to explain it, but it's like I'm not going against the grain at all. So and to be honest, it's not getting that close either, so yeah, maybe just if Roca was on 9 in efficiency, I would say this one is probably 8. So I'll try the other day with different settings, so I'll just go a little bit across the grain, and still the comfort is astonishing. Like, you don't have a razor at all. And funny thing, I still have my notorious Gillette Platinum blade in this one. which on the first round seems to be working well. So I'll give this to headed design of this razor. As you can see, it has a bit of curvature, so it's not that aggressive in terms of angle attack. Maybe it will be other settings, but so far it is, oh man, lovely. It's doing great. Now, disputing between Merkur Futur and Progress, I chose Progress because I already have a couple of very aggressive razors, and I thought if I'm getting adjustable, I would like to adjust it. With Merkur Futur you go from aggressive to ridiculously aggressive. And with this one, apparently, as you saw, it goes from virtually just skimming the skin and being doubtfully efficient to something which is mid-range and very comfortable, very well, to something which, I don't know, I'll see how the higher settings work. I don't know how number 4 or 5 are aggressive. Is it just a tad bit more efficient, or it's something like, you know, crazy skimming your face? So that's yet to be discovered. Yeah, I got some stubble still here. Like I said, my beard grows a little bit flat to the skin, so that's why I use more aggressive razors to help it scoop it from the skin surface. And my lovely vintage aftershave to smell like a grandpa and to see how aggressive it was. No, it's just like washing your face with water. Literally zero aftershave feedback. So no whippers, no cuts. Not so close either. So I guess why Merkur got its reputation over the years, because it's something which you can probably shave daily. Not being able to cut yourself. If I go to work like this, I guess that nobody will guess that I shaved just a couple of minutes ago, so zero redness, zero irritation, so seems promising. So stay tuned and let's continue with this Wicked Week. Until next time, bye.